Hey, this is Adam with Titan Nature. You'll see I got a bunch of stuff out in front of me. Recently, I have started putting together a camera trap setup. And actually, recently, I've been working on this for probably a year. When I originally started, I thought, well, I'm just going to build my own sensor, and I had no idea what I was doing, and that failed. And so I decided to really get serious the last few months and started ordering things, putting things together. And as I've gone through on YouTube and the internet, I haven't found a great source that goes by a step-by-step of how to put together a camera trap system. What do you need? And so all of this is my first time. I'm brand new at this. I'm going to go through step by step and show you what I'm doing as I put this all together. I hope it helps somebody. You know, I'm learning along the way. But I've got basically all the pieces. Well, I do have all the pieces that I need. And so I'm just going to pull them up one by one, show you what I'm using. There are other options out there, but show you what I'm using and how I'm going to do this. So first, before I break everything down individually, let me kind of show you what I have here. I have this case. This is what the camera is going to go into. I have flashes. I got 3 different types here. Of course, I got a camera. I have all kinds of batteries. I have receiver and transmitters. I have something I'm thinking about for flashes boxes. I got tools. I got extra battery things, a UV filter, SD cards, and so that's kind of what I have spread out in front of me. But now let me start and show you what I'm using. Okay, camera first. So this is a Nikon D7000. I've had this camera for years. A couple years ago, actually, the shutter went out on it, so I had it replaced, and it worked great. I just haven't used it a lot, and I thought for a first one, this should work. The lens is also falling apart. This is just the kit 18-105 lens. So basic setup. I'm not putting too much into it all at once. I can see how it goes. So this is the camera setup that I'm using. I have a SanDisk 32 gigabyte card in there. I have just the regular battery it comes with. This is ENEL15. I am going to upgrade this, so it's going to be the ENEL15C. This battery is 4+ years old. It's probably 8 years old. So I need a battery that's going to carry me through a little longer, especially in the cold. So I have this camera set up how I want it as far as I know right now. I haven't put it in the field, so things will probably change. I have it on manual mode. I have auto ISO on. I have auto white balance. This scene's going to change. I have everything that I can do to help preserve this battery. So what I mean by that is, you know, sometimes when you take a picture, the picture's going to show up on the back. I've turned that off. I have it so, you know, it's I think it's a 4-second meter exposure is on. You know, then it goes into standby mode. And so I have this camera set up, ready to go. So that's the camera that I am going to use. So let's talk flashes now. I have a few different flashes here. I did read that about these Nikon SB28s, which I have a couple of these, that they have a good standby mode. So I did grab a couple of these off of just used. I actually had one of these. I've had it for years. I haven't used it. I have a Nikon SB600. Again, I've had this for years, and I haven't used it in years. And then I picked this one up this last year at a thrift store. This is Yongunu, I don't know how to say the name. It's YN562. Reading on some forums, I've seen that some people have used this, probably just because it's a cheaper flash. Not worried about it breaking. As you can see, it's already coming apart. So, I have these 3 flashes. Now, the one thing I'm not going to talk about here yet, because I think part of it is going to be test runs, is what are the, what settings you're going to have this on. Like I said, I haven't used a flash in years. I do know about these and how they work. An idea. And so as far as power, zoom, settings, I got to work on that. The one thing I do know is manual mode. It's going to be in manual, and I got to adjust settings for my, where I'm going to put that out. But something I do want to mention with these flashes is the batteries. So for myself, I am using lithium batteries. These take AA's, and lithium batteries do better in the cold. They last longer. I've had these in trail cameras, and they'll last over a year when I'm doing video. And so I have lithium batteries in all my flashes. With things that go with the flashes. While I'm talking about flashes, let's pull out a couple other things. I have a couple basically Tupperware type containers. I was originally going to use this for the flash. Stick a flash in here. But what I found is you have to have receivers or transmitters, which I will talk more about. These go on the bottom of the flash, and that will not fit in there. So I pulled out this bigger one, which will fit, but there's a lot of extra space. These I got from Costco. They're Snapware, and that's going to offer some protection from the weather. This is another thing that I got to test. Do I need to put a hole in this, or is this going to act as a diffuser? So a couple test things I have to do with that. But this is what I found as far as the cheapest option to use for my flashes. Is it's a whole set of these that I got. I'm just using the rest of them in the kitchen. Oh, those are the flashes. So you have the camera, then you got to have flashes. I've read different things. People are doing a 1, 2, 3 flash setup. Those that are using 3, I've enjoyed the way that I guess you could say manipulate light to best scene. Add the light to the scene, especially at night. So that's why I have multiple flashes. I'm going to do a 3 flash setup. I'm not going to use the 3 different flashes. I'm probably going to play around with some. But to start with, I have the Nikon SB28s, 3 of those that I'm going to be using. Okay. Now we need to talk triggers. So this is what is going to trigger the flashes. So because I am using 3 flashes and I have my camera, I need to have 1 transmitter. So the transmitter is going to go on top of the camera. So that's going to transmit. And then I'm going to have 3 receivers. The receivers go on the bottom of the flashes. So all of these are going to take AAA batteries. Again, I'm using lithium AAA batteries for the best, longest lasting. And then for these, I actually have an extension so I can give them more power, which that extension is just going to plug in right here on the side. And a nose will take 2 AA's to give it extended battery life. Now using these transmitters, well first, I got these from Camtraptions. I could have just ordered my whole setup, box, flashes, everything from Camtraptions. I guess you could say this is the cheap man's way of building a camera setup. Everything from the camera, the flashes, used. But I was told by a friend that these work great. He has some great camera setup. Check out Zach Clothier Photography. I'll put a link in the bio. He actually has a book coming out that should be out soon. When that book comes out, I'll put that link in the bio as well. But he recommended these Camtraption triggers, and so that's what I am using. And let me just go through this with you. So it's a pretty simple little thing. You'll notice that these have a place to mount on the camera as well as for the flash to mount. On the side, you're going to have your controls. So you have your on and off. And then this here is going to switch the channel. You'll see there's quite a few channels on there. I have all these on channel 2. So that's where I'm going to go back to, channel 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and mount this back on. And again, I have the transmitter on my camera. And then I have the receivers on the flashes. You'll notice they look basically exactly the same, but except it says receiver on it instead of transmitter. And it says receiver 2, because that's the version that it is. Batteries go right in here. So I have all these set up on the same channel. And so again, transmitter is going to transmit. Flashes are all going to receive. So I have my camera on set up, hit that button, and there's the flashes. I couldn't tell. They're all supposed to go. I think they did. Let's do it again. So flashes are working. And that was as far as what did I do to get the camera to tell those flashes to go. I just plugged them in, put them on the same channel, and then hit that button. So that was, honestly, I thought it'd be a lot more complicated going into camera settings, but placing, the different modes, communicate with, no, it's just a plug and play. Now, with the flashes, later I'm going to have to go in and dial in my settings for what I'm looking for when I'm out in the field and dial that in. But for now, the transmitters and receivers, plug and play. And again, that's going to go in the box. It's going to have the extra battery in there and something I still have to play with. So very simple to use, the Camtraptions receiver and transmitter version 2. Okay, let's talk about this hard case. This is a Monoprice hard case, and this is going to be the thing my camera goes inside of to protect it. Now, Camtraptions, and there's other ones that you can find, or different ways you can build something for the box. I chose this because, again, it's cheaper. I'm going to drill a hole in it. I'm going to cut the foam. Yet at the same time, it's secure. It's waterproof and shark-proof. Not shark-proof, probably shock-proof. And a lot of people will pick up the Pelican cases. This is very comparable. It is cheaper. And the reason I'm going with something so heavy-duty is because of bears. I get a lot of bears that play with my trail cameras. They like to sniff them, lick them, play with them. So I needed something that will hopefully keep a bear out and protect my camera. And so this has foam on the inside of it. It goes all the way up. And in that foam is what I'm going to cut out to secure the camera. I'm going to end up drilling a hole here in the bottom. That's what I have the tool for. And so the lens will go through, and then I have a filter. In this case, it is an 82 millimeter filter. And that is, well, let me show you what it is if you're not familiar. Basically a clear piece of glass. It's going to go right there. And it is so I have something to shoot through on this. And I'm going to epoxy or glue that in there. I got the last piece here. So this, well, it's a two-part system. You have the receiver, the wireless receiver, and then the motion sensor. And so this is the last part of the setup. I forgot to mention this earlier because I didn't have it at the time. It took a little bit for me to get, but I have it now and finished it up. So I ordered this one from a guy by the name of Jeff that makes these, and he's out of Nebraska. And so he sets it all up. Well, he sets most of it up. He builds it out. I tell him what I want, and then he has a set of instructions that comes with this. This is the most important part because without this, the camera is not going to recognize when I take a picture. So you got two different portions. Let's go first through the receiving board. So you'll notice if you look at this, there's a couple different things. You have the spin dial here, which is 1 through 0 or 1 through 10. And then this one here that has 3 different dials. So these dials here are going to put it on, just turn it on, number 1. Night mode, day mode, and both. And so that's how that's for. This one has different settings, and there's a couple, if you talk to him beforehand, that he can preset. But basically, it tells the camera what to do. And those modes are, again, all listed on the instructions here. And then this clear piece on the end, that is what's going to be receiving the signal from the sensor itself. Now on this side there's a couple ports. No port is this here, connects in, and then this end is going to go into your camera. And so this is what communicates, or how it communicates with the camera. And then he'll also ask you what cord you need based on the camera model you have. So he spent me the one that's specific for the D7000. Now the other thing here is you'll notice that these battery area. So these are bigger batteries than a regular AA. Here's the batteries here. And this is 18650, I don't know, 1850, however you say it. It's a 18650. That's the size of the battery. These batteries, there's 2 of them. These are rechargeable. Comes with a charging case. And again, he goes through the instructions on what to do, how to set these up, make sure they're the same charge. And these are a high capacity battery. I think he was saying that these 2 batteries will last as long as 12, or maybe it was 24 AA's. So it's a high capacity battery, and that is the receiver. Now on the end of behind the receiver is 128. So, and then on this one you'll see 128. So these go together. Now this is the motion sensor. Now on the back of this, this one's already put together, you have the screws. So I unscrewed this already on this one. And if you look inside here, the thing down here at the bottom, right here, this has a couple different options. There's 5 options there. And that's your sensitivity settings. How sensitive do you want the sensor to be? And then this, also you'll see, takes a smaller battery, a small fat battery. Now, this is a CR123. I just ordered mine from Amazon. These are not rechargeable. And this is the sensor. So I'm going to place this somewhere where the best option is for an animal not to walk towards it, but to walk past it this way. And this is the sensor setup. So that is what is going to trigger my camera. Now, that is the last piece of the puzzle here, of all the pieces that I need. So from here, the next video is going to be going into details about the actual box. That's a lot more work. The box, the hard case, what my camera is going to go into. After that, I'm going to get all of this put together and take it out in my front yard and actually start taking pictures. Make it work before I actually take it out in the field. So I'll go through that process. Then I'll get in the process as it is actually out in the field, set up, ready to go. Going to go more in details about the camera settings, the flash settings, where the camera placement is, with the flash placement, and go through all of that. And actually, besides the hard case for the camera, I do need to build my flash boxes as well. And so watch for some more videos. I have a whole series coming on camera trap setups.